Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, please hit subscribe and click the like if you enjoy these kind of videos. This is the Travis Scott Astroworld Nightmare. Now, we're going to do this reading and we're going to start off with this guy has a long history of chaos at concerts. Currently, there's 9 people killed, hundreds injured at Travis Scott's Astroworld Music Festival in Houston, Texas at the NRG Park, Friday, November 5th. The concert goers actually surged the stage around 9:13. The dead ranged in age from 14 to 27 years old, the youngest being 9. Well, 25 people were hospitalized, the youngest being 9 years old. 8 were confirmed dead on November 5th. The 9th died November 10th, declared brain dead. Some people appear to have been trampled. There were 50,000 people at the show. There's a very, very active investigation going on right now. This is a criminal investigation. So let me just name off the victims. Actually, I don't know the 9th one, but I'll do the 8th that we know. Mirza Beg, 27. Rodolfo Pena, who saved his fiance's life and then was trampled, age 23. Madison Dubisky, 23. Franco Patino, 21. Jacob Jurinki, 20. John Hilgert, 14. Alex Acosta, 21. Brianna Rodriguez, 16. Those are the people confirmed dead. Now, he's been arrested. He encouraged one of his fans to jump down a barrier. Got arrested for that. So he has pled guilty several times for in the past. So he's known to cause chaos at his concerts. Now, this video is allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. This is just my personal interpretation of the tarot cards. So there's some legal implications. In other words, does he incite violence? Does he encourage dangerous behaviors? The fans had stormed the ticket booth before he even got started. He tends to draw in a mob mentality, and this makes people behave in ways they normally wouldn't behave. And does the venue, Live Nation, have any type of liability, or the independent contractors? But you know what? We're going to pull tarot cards on this. There were about 367 police officers and approximately 528 of security from Live Nation. There was a security officer that allegedly got stabbed in the neck with a needle and he passed out. So this is a very, very traumatic situation. So we're going to go straight to the tarot cards and we are going to ask the tarot, what do we have to know about the Travis Scott tragedy? What do we have to know about it? What do you... So there's a woman that's evidently having to deal with a lot of the issues. There's some woman that there's a focus on here. He appears to be taking like a time out where he's just not open to anything being communicated to him right now. He's trying to get like a legal plan. He's trying to get a plan of action. Really poor behavior of the fans. They're actually in like fight behavior, fight mode. They're ready to fight. He wants to have power over people. He wants to have like a leadership type of feeling to him. He wants to have power. Well, there you go. There's the king having power. Now I'm also going to find out, was there any kind of a hidden evil agenda? Now I have to also pull normal cards, but this is the Haunted House Tarot. Was there any kind of an evil agenda before this even started? This would be welcome to the venue, right? So there's a big welcome, and that's the magician, and he can be manipulative. Look at the skeleton hand coming out of the chair. So I think there could be substance abuse that could also have influenced or have an influence over him. That doesn't look good. That's the death card. And of course, there was a lot of death at this concert. I'm going to just keep pulling a couple more cards here. He created a lot of fire energy. And look at where Astroworld, isn't that weird that you see all the fire? There's 8 big tall things of fire. And here we get fire, 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 fire. He created a high energy type of situation. This is going to cost him a lot of money. It's going to cost him a lot of money. And they're going to look at if he promoted in any way or anyone in any way promoted violence. Because it does appear in this card that some of the fans were already predisposed to violence, to trampling, to, they were just due to their personality. I want to find out don't use Dark Mirror for anything, but I'm going to use it to find out if Travis Scott has, what's his personality issue that he would condone or encourage such mob mentality. The child I was meant to be. So he had something happen in his childhood that kind of shook him up. And I don't know what it is because I don't know much about him. He's got a fragmented personality. So he has a fragmented personality. And this is Queen of the World, but he wants to be in control. He's power hungry. I can almost say he almost gets high off his fan base doing, behaving the way they do. It almost creates a high for him at the normal concerts, not the high of, although there were people trying to warn him that there was dead people and trampled people, and he just went on with the concert. Why did he do that? Why did he just go on with the concert? See all the people with their hands trying to get his attention? I mean, this literally is all the people trying to get his attention. And he ignored them. And there's the Judgment card. He made a decision that, I don't know if he just didn't believe him, but he made a judgment. This is interesting. He dug his own grave, I think, and there's money in here. I think that his career from this is done. He's done. That's burying his money. He's done. He just dug his own money pit from this. I also want to communicate with, I'm just looking for my deck that I communicate with the deceased people. I want to communicate, let me look for that deck. I'll put his picture back up here. And I'm going to grab a deck to communicate with the people who passed away. Okay, I've got my deck now. I use the steampunk. And I'm going to grab somebody off the list and call them in. And we're going to communicate and get their story from the other side. So the first person I'm going to call in is Rodolfo Pena, who's a hero. He saved his fiance and then got trampled to death. Rodolfo, in your opinion, what happened at that Astroworld event? From what you remember, what happened? The Emperor. So he thought that he had the strength to push through the crowd. He's like, I thought that I had the strength, but I didn't. And he said, the people here were not obedient. Like here, it's like, listen. There was nobody really there to guide them. And he's like, he is very depressed but he's happy that the woman, his star of his life, his fiance, lived. He's happy about that she survived. But now she's going to have to make a plan to go on without him. But he doesn't think that it was well planned out. Whoever planned this out, he said it was not well planned out. And all the trouble, this is all the trouble. And the people just stampeded out of control. And he did everything he could to push his fiance up from the masses that were just didn't care at that point whether they stomped on people or not. And then he got hung up. That's the hangman. And the next thing you know, he passed away quickly, he said. The next thing I knew, I was in the spirit world. He said, I didn't really think it was my time to go. This is the timing. This is the clock. I didn't really think it was my time to go. And he said, people will be writing about this for years. This is going to be talked about for many years. And now his fiance, he's in spirit and she's wounded. And he doesn't know how to help her. He's up here in spirit and she's wounded. You can imagine what that would feel like. I'm just going to ask his opinion. Do you think that Travis Scott was responsible for any part of this? He does, but he hates to say it, He hates to say it, but he thinks that there's some part of him that does feel guilty because so many young people lost their life. This is going to be Ten of Swords. This is going to be devastating of how many people got. Literally, they show them getting down and getting trampled. Literally, look at this card. It's a lot of people. This is going to be talked about for a long time. I'm going to also bring in, I want to bring in Brianna. No, she's too young. Mirza Beg. Can you talk to us? She was 27. Mirza Beg. What do you want to say? She said, I'm a strong person, but I didn't see this happening. I didn't see this coming. She said it was difficult to know where to go. And she said, I was trying to find my way out, and it was difficult to know where I was going. And she also passed quickly over the veil. She had her arm on something and thought she was going to pull herself up. And there again, she feels really guilty that she went to the concert and now her parents have to suffer this horrible loss because she made the decision to go. Are you okay on the spirit side? She's like, I would be, except I'm watching all of my family suffer. She goes, and that makes it hard for me in the spirit side, and I won't be there for the people that I love, and I'm angry. I'm pissed off. I am really angry. She goes, the people have to be held accountable. She's like, I am going to make sure, because this is Ten of Wands, I'm going to make sure from the spirit world that the people that are responsible for this are held accountable. Like she's almost like an activist in the spirit world. I'm going to ask what the outcome is going to be for Travis Scott. What's the outcome going to be for him professionally? He's going to spend time with his family. He's thinking that he's going to just go on as if this didn't happen, make a bunch of money. He's thinking, oh, we're going to bring happiness. I'm going to change my concert theme to being happy. But let's see if that is really going to happen. So this could be a legal situation, and he could be overpowered by people, causing him to be confused. in his mind, he thinks he's going to be successful, but the fact that so many people died is going to weigh into it. And it looks like his career is going to be done. It's all the spilled blood. I think that he's probably going to be done. I think he would have a really hard time based on the fact that he's got a history of raising up this mentality of people. Was there anything that was like evil, some evil agenda from spirit world at this concert? Was there any kind of evil agenda from spirits or anything? 10 of Wands. People just got trapped, drowned in the crowd. Boy, if that doesn't depict what actually happened, I don't think anything does. I mean, this is depicting people trapped by the crowd that was all fired up. This is going to be written about. It's going to go down in history. This was not well planned. Okay, so this isn't really an evil plot. It just wasn't well planned out. Oh my gosh, and this guy is at the cemetery. That's pretty much the gonna be the end. I wonder if is this gonna bring out to light the fact that people, when they get in a crowd like that and a powerful leader can incite that kind of behavior in people, like rile them up, is this going to bring awareness that future events that this could be illegal to rile people up like that? Because it's almost like they're controlling the people. The people are down on their knees and this leader controls them. And as long as it's a fair person of influence, I shouldn't say leader, I should say person of influence, keeping these people at a lower level. It keeps them at a lower level. Yeah, see, this is interesting because there's fighting on the bed there. So this is going to create a nightmare for anyone in the future who is encouraging this kind of behavior that creates like a mob mentality. So they are working, they're going to work to move people out of this kind of control so that they don't have this fight ability. We have a lot of fighting. We have a lot of fighting type of energy in the country right now, and we need wisdom. We need wisdom and guidance on this. And so they're going to be very focused on this going forward, because otherwise we're going to have a lot more deaths from mobs and things like that. And that's going to be the future of our country if we don't have people step up to the plate and get control of this. So I think that this Astroworld feels like it was a wake-up call for something bigger. It was a wake-up call for something bigger. I'm going to ask, what does the spirit world think is going on with events like this that get people riled up? What does the spirit world think of this? See, they want to kick people like that off. They don't want people like that on top of the wheel. They want people that create happiness and sunshine, and the ones that are dark, kick them off, kick them out. The wheel, it's their time. Look at all the dark down here. And then the people that are encouraging kindness and love are up here on top, kicking the people down into the darkness so they don't have the kind of power that they have. And the only reason they have this power is because human beings are wounded. They're emotionally wounded. You can see the wound, and they're vulnerable. When you can get really intelligent people that are vulnerable when there's a part of them that's wounded and they're susceptible to that mob mentality. So there's going to be a plan when there's future events like this. I think you're going to see some kind of a change happen because of Astroworld. There's going to be some kind of a change happen. There's a lot of yellow here. They want to bring back the sunshine, the happiness in our country, because right now there's way too much mob and poor behavior, poor decisions. So the spirit world is very concerned about this. Is Astroworld, is there anything else that we have to know? Did Astroworld create any kind of a portal to another dimension? Did it create a portal energy? Some people felt like this was a portal, just because you could go down the tunnel. According to this is the moon, and people closed off from who they are. People behaved in a way that they don't know who they are. So this attracted people, not everybody, but this attracted a certain amount of people that were shut off from compassion. They were closed off from the ability to be kind and compassionate, and they got, the moon is like lunacy. Lunacy kind of took over them. So more than a vortex, some of his symbols, this can be a card about symbols. Some of the symbols that he might have used might also have had some influence on the way people behave, because symbols can definitely do that. So there's that ring of fire. Here's that ring of fire, and people were fired up. So I do think that there was a certain amount of fired up energy that got the people in kind of a frenzy, if you want to say, to where they didn't have control over themselves. This is the Seven of Cups, so they behaved like snakes, venomous snakes. They were confused. This is the Seven of Cups. People were confused. All of the people, now that this concert has happened and these deaths have happened, did this change some of the people? Did this change the way people view going to these concerts? Did anything change for the future for people going to these concerts? Shine the wisdom. So I think the young people, this is belief systems. I think that the parents and everybody are discussing what happened with them and looking at their belief and how attached and how much power they gave Travis Scott. And this is being discussed, and the Hermit is a 9 and ended. And this can be cult mentality too, where you get people together and you have a leader and whatever that leader tells them to do. So I think there's going to be more information about cults brought forward, because that's the biggest challenge right now that we have with people, is they don't know that they're even in a cult. It's like hidden. They're in a cult, but it's hidden from them, so they don't realize they're in a cult. And then it creates this devil figure that controls all their behavior. They have no idea that their behavior is being controlled. So they need to close themselves off to cult mentality. They're going to be a lot more happy as soon as they close off to the cult mentality. That's when happiness will return. Pretty interesting reading. So Travis Scott, I'm not sure. Is that a devil on his coat? That's weird. Some figure. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And like I said, this was for entertainment purposes only. But let me know what you think of these events. And going forward. It's so tragic. My heart goes out to all of the families and all of the victims. I mean, this is just horrific. It is. There's no way to explain this other than horrific. So thank you for being on my channel, and let's see where this is going to go in the future.